what's going on? How you doing?
How's it going? We just did a review of the Origin Effect bass rig.
We said let's keep going.
Let's keep going.
Making fun of product. No, I'm just kidding.
Well, yeah, we didn't make fun of it, but
No,
it
it's
was
great
like
pedal.
not our favorite. It was cool at what it does,
Absolutely.
but you know, it wasn't for me. Wasn't for my situation.
Yes.
Other people, it's gonna be awesome.
Absolutely.
So now we're going to talk about the API Select TranZformer CMP Compressor. That was a lot of words. I love recording. We're in my recording studio. I've loved API stuff for a long time. We're currently running through some Neve preamps, but like love API. They came out with the TranZformer back in the day. That was a big freaking thing. And it was really meant for the studio, and I tried to make it work live, and it just wasn't. It just didn't work great live because of like a fixed output level and a bunch of stuff. But I loved how it sounded. I loved how the compressor sounded. Loved how the EQ sounded. So now it seems like, you know, the first thing they did to listen to people was to change the power requirements of that pedal. But now it seems like they're really listening to people in that they have broken it apart. Now it's slightly different because there's way more controls on this, but it's like, you know, I already know I like it. So that's maybe my bias. I already know I like it. I'm usually pretty snobby about compressors. I've had the Cali 76, the little one. I've had the big Cali 76. And honestly, if it tells you anything, I stopped using the big Cali 76 and sold it, and I use this. I like it a lot. So we're going to maybe get our clean tone really quick. Give me just a second because I also realized I believe this is a buffered pedal. So even if it's off, it's buffering the signal a little bit. So we're going to go straight into the Rupert Neve DI, hear the tone, then go back through the API. Here we go. All right, Nick. Also, this bass has flat mounts on it. So that's straight into the Rupert Neve. All right, here's into the CMP compressor, but the compressor is off. Go for it. I don't really hear a difference. We're also in the studio and we're listening to speakers about 15 feet away. I don't hear a huge difference. Maybe I don't know. I don't think I hear any difference.
I don't think so.
So, yeah, you're the one playing, so tell me. So I'm going to click on the pedal. The thing to note is I'm going to have the input and the output at 12 o'clock, which to me, if I was designing a pedal, input and output, to me that would mean they would need to be level matched. In my experience, we'll see this, but it gives it a gain boost a little bit. So let's see what that.
Okay. Holy
cow. That was a lot of gain.
Holy cow.
So I'm going to turn this input down instead of turning the output down. I'm also going to turn it all the way to wet. There's a wet-dry blend.
Cool.
That I really like, but we'll put it on wet so that we could really hear the compression.
So you don't see a
meter. Is that what you're missing? Yeah. So full disclosure, I've also emailed API about a couple stuff just to see, like, hey, here are my couple thoughts about these. Do you have any response or whatever so I can include that in the video? Honestly, I don't even remember all my gripes, and I don't remember all their responses. But they did say they didn't include LEDs to show you your compression on this as a cost-saving measure, which...
True.
Yeah, like... It is, for that brand name, and for honestly them to even grace us with a product, it's really cheap. It's like $280, I think. That's not like cheap, but that's cheap for an API-sanctioned device. Now, these are foreign made, which a lot of API stuff is not. I think that's what the select means. Correct me in the comments if I'm wrong. I should also point out the guy from API also said he was going to send me like some shirts and stuff. So that's not going to color my review. I'm a fan of these. He never did that, so maybe that means
got the shirts.
It tanks the review. I'm just kidding. But just just trying to get it all out there. I'm gonna be honest. We're gonna be honest about our opinions about a lot of stuff. Anyway, let's get into it. So, Nick, will you play a little bit? The only good thing about not having an LED, which is a total spin on it, but like you actually have to use your ears, and they don't have like some of the threshold release situation is on a sustain knob that some people might not like. It's like plus or minus. So more compression, slower release-ish probably is turning this to the right. More transparent, like, 1-to-1, 2-to-1, 4-to-1
Sure.
is kind of on this left area. Also, I've got the attack set to slow. Let's put it on fast. And then release, let's also put it on fast just so we can see this. So, Nick, will you play for us? Do you feel it holding you back at all?
No.
Okay. So this is on kind of the mildest, and I'm going to start cranking it up. Now it's really slamming
Squeezed.
you. Yeah. And I'm going to be messing with the level a little bit in post, just clean, so that we
Sure.
listen to the compression and not something else. So it won't be it'll be like a digital me gaining up and down the bass if I need to. But it won't be anything that colors the sound in Logic. So I end up having the input kind of 12 o'clock and backing the output down a little bit to keep it to try to level match it a little bit. But this is like slamming it, like as far as it goes.
It is smacked.
Let's try like a 4-to-1 area, kind of in this area. So that's raw. That's cool. It gives it a little bit of meat. I don't know. I don't want to speak for
No,
like,
it
what
does.
It gives it a thing, and there's a transformer and this pedal, which, if the pedal's just on, it just sounds better.
Sure.
Let's go dry, all the way dry. Wow, that's a gain boost. Let me try to match that a little better. So that's pedal on, not doing anything, not compressing. That's off. It's a slight difference, but I think like the pedal itself just sounds good. And the other one, the EQ, we'll talk about later. Turning the pedal on sounds good. Yeah. I like that. I like that it has a flavor.
I agree.
So let's kind of go back to this 4-to-1 setting that we liked. And then I'm going to switch the old versus new switch. So I don't know anything about anything, but it changes where in the circuit the compression is getting triggered from like a modern thing to an older thing. I usually leave it on old when it's on my board, but it does something cool. You want to go for it?
Sure.
That's off. That's on. I'm going to boost the output a little bit so we can hear better in here. So it's a little, saturate-y feeling. So that's old style. Here's new. Brightened up a little bit.
It sure did.
A little bit more like articulate-y. I don't know. Maybe it is cool. I'm going to put the release on slow.
Very transparent.
Here's fast. So it's really subtle. I actually like it on slow. I want to get as much sustain out of it as I can and then blend in my raw signal. That's how I kind of like it. This is a fast attack. Let's try slow. Yeah, so that punch is kind of come through a little bit. That's fast attack, so it's killing you as soon as you come in kind of thing. Here's slow. Here's fast. Here's slow. So it's just it's even more transparent that way. To get the most, like if you were a slappy guy,
Sure.
you'd want it on fast.
I'm not a slappy guy.
If you're playing with pick a lot, you'd want it on
I'm a
fast.
pick guy.
So let's put it on fast. I when I listen to it
pick?
solo, I like yeah. This is slow. Here's fast. I'm gonna squash it more just so we hear it. Fast, slow. Slow, fast. It's just like this much of a difference. Barely. So let's put it on fast. And kind of go back to this area-ish that I end up liking. Off. On. Let's level match it. Off. On. So since we're gonna blend, let's do a little bit more compression. Off. On. Okay. Now I'm gonna start blending in clean signal. So this is totally uncompressed now. This is totally compressed now, and you feel it?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
It's pulling the bottom end out of you.
Yeah, it does pull the bot, which I like.
A lot of it.
Oh yeah.
Like it's
This is marketed with bass players, but like this is guitar or bass. This is not bass specific. So some bass people might want a high pass filter on it. I don't really care.
interesting. I mean, it depends on the situation.
You could slam it
That's what
and
it
then
says.
blend in your clean and get some of that. So let's try that. Would you play again?
Yeah.
Let's say right there. So that's like 60% dry, 40% slammed. So this is without it. I like that. Anyway, I'm going to grab a bass and let Nick fiddle with it for a sec.
I am a 160A guy. I literally set it and forget it. Super transparent, always on.
DBX 160A.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
What did I say?
You said 160A. I'm just making sure it's
Oh, okay.
it's a rack.
Yeah, it is like old school, the big old sandwich of a unit. All right, yeah, let's roll around with it a little bit. As it sits, I love this as a clean tone.
I'm feeling the compression when I play it. I love how it sounds.
I slowed that the release down, and I want to see like really kind of like a more slammed thing, because so Carson does pick or slap very, very well, and I'd love to hear a little bit of
Okay.
like
Yeah. I don't get hired to do it, but I'll
listen to that funk. That's nailing it. That low end doesn't get in the way there.
feels very controlled, and I'm not the greatest slap guy.
Let me put that on
but-
fast again.
Okay.
Give that again. I mean, that's smacked, but that's cool.
Yeah. I would definitely use it
Let's
that way
back
if
this
I'm
out.
like, if I'm using just fingers for most of it, for most of the set, and then I need a slap song, but I
Sure.
don't want it to kill everybody around me.
Sure.
Just click that in, really get it control.
Absolutely. Now let's go back to, if you would, give me some of your finger stuff. I'm putting this in a more transparent how Nick Bernard would run this. Get that attack on fast and the release on slow. Which, by the way, I don't know why these are in this order on the pedal. Wouldn't you put the attack here? Attack, then release? Whatever.
I don't know.
Whatever.
It doesn't bother me. But I could see either way.
I don't know. It doesn't bug me, but it did make me say,
Well, since they're switches, like it's preset, like I don't get a choice where the attack and the timing.
Absolutely.
Obviously, that would be, well, for some people, that would be better.
Yeah.
But API a lot of times makes it, with their last pedals too, it's like, it's either this way or this way, and if you don't like it, get another pedal kind of thing.
Hey.
There's something to be respected about it, but you might not like that.
With a name like this, you're landing in a good spot. This is pretty close. Do you feel like it's pushing back on you right now?
Oh, yeah. Turn it off. So it's really compressing. It's just generally like...
Oh, yeah, I hear that woof.
It's got like a low to mid meaty thing.
But listen to that. So this is running it like... not much of a difference, and it backs it off quite a bit.
Yeah. And it's kind of that general sense that I was talking about earlier where it's like if the pedal's on, it's doing something to your sound, whether it's compressing or not. And you either like that or you don't.
Yeah. Give me some more of that. It's letting you have more of it back, but you're still... So this is, as far as the pedal goes, this is all the way off. That dry all the way.
I'm going to start using the low B because it's going to really compress me.
How about that as a landing spot for something you would actually play at a gig?
Now that I'm playing it, which is like, it's a lot different when I'm messing with it and you're
Absolutely.
playing, it's too much.
I mean, like I said,
You're only gotten a little bit.
I know, and when you said it was
fascinating.
When you said it was smacking, it was here, and so I backed it to here.
Yeah.
I mean, you were like, "Oh my gosh,"
Which
this is pushing on
means
me.
let's put the input down. Let's put the input like here, and put the output up.
Yeah, give it a shot.
So that's still a pretty big difference. So that's pretty close. That feels really alive to me. Well, it's all dry. That's why.
Well, no, it's not. I mean, you got a quarter in.
Keep going.
There's where I had it, and you said it was slammed. Do you feel it?
Oh,
hit you?
I feel the mid,
Yeah.
bottomy thing.
Here's a
Pillow.
half and half. I don't know. This is a linear gain.
No, it's like a preset weird thing.
Yeah,
It's all of it's got like a character baked into it.
Now we're on the wet side. What's up, Flea?
I sound like an idiot.
That's the fun of trying. Oh my gosh.
Like
That sounded like a fretless for a second.
Yeah. This does like a weird back pickup thing. I was just...
Alright, well, we're back down in usable territory. And I can't believe,
Will you put it in old again?
yeah. That let off quite a bit.
Yeah. I think it feels more alive, but it also added something.
Well,
See, compression feels like voodoo sometimes. I'll also say that. Like, it's such a taste thing.
Yeah, well,
And it can also be a crutch.
sure.
So I want to use it as little as I can get away with it still, just like evening out just a little bit.
The Vague Sandwich. That was my high school band. No, I'm just kidding. Well, overall, it's living on your board currently,
Yeah, I like it. I like the flavor.
and you see it staying there.
Yeah. I mean, it's got a transformer in it. It's has that color, that API thing that I already know I like.
Uh-huh.
And it's small.
I was gonna say, it's a great form factor.
Yeah. I mean, you might not like it that it's wide, but you could like move it on your board,
Sure.
sets up and down. I personally...
We all know baseboards all look funny. I mean, none of our pedals are normal size. It's fine.
Totally. And for me, it's an always on. It's an always on pedal. I have the Noble, then I have the API, then everything that goes before it. Because some pedals, I want to add a little bit of gain with that pedal. Maybe use it as like a big last chorus kind of pedal.
Sure.
And I want that compression to hold me down more because I don't want to just flood everything with gain. Like I want it to still feel cohesive and like my clean tone. So I leave it at the end. I leave it always on. So for that, if you want to save space, just turn it because I never touch it. It's always on.
Cool. I mean, it's cool for me. I would love to spend some more time with it.
Anyway,
cool.
Thanks for checking it out.
It passes.
We
like it.
Yeah, I like it a lot. I'm glad you liked it.
Yeah.
Borrow it sometime if you want to.
Watch your words.
Yeah.
You'll never get it back.
See ya.